everyone, it's John from What Up. Welcome back to another video, and I have another special guest with me here today. This is Koala Sedai, and we're here to close out the Kickstarter campaign that we opened just a few short weeks ago here on the channel. And it's been a smash hit, like a wild success. I'll let Koala, you can tell the folks at home just exactly how much money you've raised for the Kickstarter, how many sets you've sold, but it was far in excess that anything I think you envisioned in the beginning.
Oh, thanks, John. I can't believe that I'm already sitting here with you wrapping this up. You know, it feels like we just started it a few days ago, and all of a sudden it's, just about over. So when I look at it, I see it in Australian dollars, which of course always sound a lot better than the US dollars do. At the moment, at the time of recording this, we've got 71 backers with $18,031 worth of pledges, which is just so insane. We can't believe it.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
And so for those
it
of you at
is.
home that are joining us for the first time and may not have been part of the Kickstarter and don't really know what we're talking about here, you just happened across this video, you have approximately 18 hours or so from the release of this video to join the Kickstarter, and the link to it is down below in the description box. And it is for a Wheel of Time based question and answer card game. It's something Koala Sedai envisioned, and you can probably think of some other very popular question and answer card games. It works much the same way as that, but we won't mention them by name because they're not exactly very happy with that being mentioned. But the card game itself is absolutely amazing. You can see it played live on the Dusty Wheel. I'll leave a link to that down below in the description box as well if you folks want to actually watch it being played live. And if you want to support the Kickstarter and you haven't just yet, the link is down below, and you can pick up this game, and you can either have it pick it up at WotCon if you're going, but if you can't make it to WotCon, it can be shipped to your location as well for an additional cost, and that's all on the Kickstarter page, which again is down below. So yeah, the question and answer game is hilarious. I won't give too much away, and I'll let you folks go over and watch it on the Dusty Wheel because I've left the link down below. But there was quite a lengthy gameplay there, and it was a whole lot of fun to watch. And you gifted a few of these away too, didn't you, to game libraries?
Yes, yeah. So it was really important to us that like this is not a commercial venture. This is fun for within our fandom. And not everybody can afford to buy a pack, particularly, if they're already paying the money to go to WotCon, maybe they can't buy cards as well. Well, that's pretty fair. So we are gifting 2,000 cards to the game library at WotCon. I can't guarantee exactly what we're gifting to Jordan Con and to Malkiri Con yet because I don't know quite what's going to happen over the next, 24 hours or so. But we will be gifting some cards to Malkiri Con and to Jordan Con as well because we've gone way above and beyond our expectations. It's because what happens is the more decks of cards you print, the cheaper per deck the printers charge us. So therefore, the more decks that people are ordering, the more we've got a little bit of money left over. And so, that's where we're putting that money into trying to get card decks at the convention so that fans can at least get to play them when they're there. And we will also be putting some of them, again, I'm not sure exactly which decks and how many, as prizes at WotCon. So there will be a chance to also win some there. Definitely some of the there will be a few decks of the MAC cards put into the prize pools because being a 54 card set as compared to a 500 or 1,000 card set, I can obviously afford to print a few extra mat decks, and pop them in. So, that's the kind of thing that we're trying to do is take the little bits of extra money that gets made, the more that people buy them, into sharing it out amongst the fandom even more.
That's awesome. And yeah, like Koala said, this wasn't a commercial venture. They're not doing this to make money. It's not a business. It was more about sharing the love of the Wheel of Time with the fandom, which a lot of the fans really get into. I think a lot of the people that host stores or they make Wheel of Time merchandise, they don't really do it for profit. They do it because it's fun and they love it and they like sharing it with other fans. And the fandom certainly does appreciate it because there's no whole lot of official merch out there as of yet right now. Um, there's some legacy stuff you can get that are books only right now, but that stuff is few and far between, hard to get, usually secondhand, and there isn't much for the show that's come out recently. So the fans are certainly filling the gaps, and in a big way, because this is something that certainly blew up much more than I think you expected. You had a whirlwind couple of weeks. You were doing appearances on a bunch of different YouTube channels. You were talking to different people. You met some people that you never thought you'd meet before. Did a little bit of networking. It's been kind of a huge splash in the fandom,
Mm,
and
mm,
I can't make it to WatCon this year, unfortunately.
I know.
But I hope one year, maybe next year, the year after, I hope to make it down there and play with everyone at home, which would be super super fun. I think. Um, yeah, no, and like Koala said, there are some add-ons too. So there are different tiers to the Kickstarter that you can contribute to, and you get different things. So there is the main set. There is a spoiler-free set, I believe. Um,
Yep, yep.
yeah,
So the 1,000 card book spoiler set,
yep. And there's
500
also,
cards spoiler free.
and then there's the fandom in jokes.
Yeah,
And then, of course,
yeah.
on top of that, we have the Cards of Time, which is really what started a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
The collectible cards that Koala has printed and given out at cons over the last couple of years. We released the initial set here on the channel, and we're going to, at the end of this video, I'll show you a few more that Koala has graciously allowed me to present to you folks, as well as my own personal card, which is super neat. I was in the first set, and I'm in this set as well, which is very humbling to me. It's really cool. Um, but yeah, we'll show you those at the end. But you can order printed versions of those as well for an additional cost. Again, it there's no profit really involved in this. It's just the cost of printing the cards and shipping them. Just so Qual's not out money by giving you things.
And I'll be giving away
Mhm.
somewhere around 3,000 of those season 2 cards again at WhatCon this year. So
That's
some
amazing.
people like to add them as an add-on and just pay the printing price and have the set. But then there is also a lot of fun in being there and running around and trying to trade them with people. And it's a great way if you don't know a lot of the people personally that are
Mhm.
going to be at WhatCon, don't pay to purchase them. Do the trading whole thing because it's a great, way to have an excuse to be going up and talking to people. And yeah, that went off so well last year in so much bigger a way than I ever thought it would. That yeah, look at what we've done this
Now,
year. Yeah,
this
it's
year,
got
Guy
really
Roberts is going to be
silly.
at WatCon, and there is an Uno card. So I'm wondering if he's going to go around and try to get them all.
Like, can you imagine? Can you just imagine for me what it is going to be like watching Guy Roberts trading cards with people?
It's going to be amazing.
Like it's like it's above and beyond. And I'd like to put one more stretch goal in. If between this video coming out and the end of the campaign, which is going to be about 18 hours, if we get either 5 more new backers or people who donate. So some people can't afford to buy them. They just throw $20 in to help us with, the
Mhm.
donations of the prize packs and things, or they increase their pledge. Then we're going to add one extra secret gift into what into like, and that's for everybody. So there's
Okay.
71 backers so far. Oh, there might be more by the time this comes out. So that secret gift will go to everybody. And I have not told any of the people who pledged yet what any of those secret gifts we've been adding on. We've done a few stretch goals, but I will just say one of those secret gifts involves Guy Roberts, and you
Oh,
will really want to be a part of that particular gift. So
you folks for that at home,
that's all I'm
at
going to
least
say.
5 people watching this video, click on the Kickstarter down below and pledge to it, and there will be an amazing
Extra
coming
gift for
after. And you know,
everybody.
when we finish recording, you can tell me, right? You can tell me. I won't say anything.
Maybe, maybe.
All right, again. So this has been a whole lot of fun, Koala. I want to thank you so much for joining me here in the channel. Again,
Oh,
as we
thank
close out
you.
this campaign, and you folks at home, like I said, kind of a time sensitive thing. If you're watching this video on release, you have about 18 hours, and I'll put the time in Eastern time down below, Eastern time and date, as well as Australian time and date. So you folks know when the campaign actually ends in the description box down below, so you guys can read that and actually try to commit to it beforehand. And once Kickstarter's over, that's it, folks. This is not going to happen anymore. This is not something that'll be sold later. This is a sort of a one-time thing. Probably not the only thing we'll see from you, I don't think, considering this was such a huge success and everyone loved it so much. But certainly, this is a limited time offer. Because it's not a store, it's just a fun thing for the fans
Yeah.
to get together and do. So there's that. All right, so any parting thoughts, Koala, before I get in and I show these cards of time, including my own personal card that you made for me, which is really, really awesome?
Um, don't miss out. And please don't come up to me at WhatCon and say, oh, do you just have a few more sets that I could get one? Because I'm going to just, want to cry.
So you heard it here, folks. You get limited time if you need them, if you want them, if you're a real time fan, you do need them. That's just the way it is. Kickstarter's down below. Make sure you click that. Go support. And if you can't um, uh, uh, do the full set and you want to support Koala in her ventures, of course, you can donate a couple of bucks towards this to kind of make the printing and everything go a little bit smoother and easier for everyone else. And that I am kind of interested to see if you can break 20,000 Australian. I mean, you're at 18 now, which is for you, my Canadian fans at home, about $16,000 Canadian. We're both Commonwealth countries, so our money's pretty much close. I
Hmm.
don't know what that is in the
Hmm.
states money though, because their money's a bit different than ours.
Yeah, their money doesn't make sense.
But if we let's see if we can get Koala over 20,000 Australian. I think that'd be a very very laudable goal. All right,
I
well,
tell you what, we'll have two stretch goals.
sure.
So one stretch goal, if we just get five more people, who either donate, pledge, or increase their pledge, and another one if we go over the 20,000 or hit the 20,000. I mean, look, just when it was just coming up to 16,000, somebody noticed and they went in and increased their pledge just enough to make it like hit an exact number
Oh, that's
for me
awesome.
while I was, and you get up and you go, oh, like this fandom is just so amazing. So yeah, I'll make that two goals. Like if we hit the 20,000 or go over, then that will make two extra secret surprises. And I've got to work hard on them now because I've got to have this to the printer over the weekend.
That's awesome. All right, well, thanks so much, Koala. Now, folks at home, let's take a
Oh,
look at
thank you, John.
these. Oh, you're welcome. The cards of time that Koala has given me and my own personal card. All right, so here are the cards of time that Koala Sedai has given me to release. Again, these can be added on to your orders in the Kickstarter. So if you want a physical copy of these cards, please go promote the Kickstarter. Tell your friends, and order your sets right now. There's about 18 hours ish left. There's a timestamp down below in the description box letting you know exactly when this thing is done in Eastern and Australian times, just so you are aware. So this is a limited time thing. But these are really very neat, and they're really cool, and I am a little jealous that I'm not going to be there at WatCon to trade them around and walk around with the big bundles of these to hand out to people. I think it would be really cool to do that. So I hope Koala has a good time. I hope you folks that are going to WatCon have a good time and are able to pick up a number of these cards. So we're starting off with Nynaeve Almira. When will she break her block? How? Well, these are spoilers. We didn't really give spoiler warning for the full episode here, so I won't tell you. But she has enough character, 100%. She's one of the more important characters in the book series, and certainly in the show, I think she's going to come to the forefront and be do a little bit of growth next season is the best way to put it. Then we have Moraine Sedai. I don't think you can have a Wheel of Time without Moraine. Moraine's synonymous with the Wheel of Time. I think even more so than Rand or Perrin or Mat. Definitely none of them would be in the places they were in the books and could do the things they could do without her guidance and badgering. She did badger them quite a bit. Can she help Rand moving forwards? Well, let's see in the next season. I'm pretty sure we're going to start out with her and Rand and Lan and Avienda and Egwene all heading to the Waste. I think she's going to be guiding him there in his first steps to Dragon Reborn, and I can't wait to see their interactions and Rand sort of being that petulant child saying, I'm the dragon and you can't tell me what to do, even though he has no idea what to do. We have Alana Sedai. Alana's one of those characters in the book series that when I read the series, every time I've read the series, really, she was just kind of there. She was a character like any other that didn't really stand out in my mind as being incredibly important, although she was important to certain storylines in the books. It wasn't one, she wasn't one I thought about much. Then I saw Priyanka Bose play her on screen, and that changed everything. I don't think you could have an Alana without Priyanka Bose, and I don't think you could have a Wheel Time show without Alana. The way they've written her, the way that she is portrayed by Priyanka, absolutely amazing. She ready for the last battle? Well, maybe if she has some snacks, she will be. Then we have Queen Most Tatted Swan Sedai. Now, I'm no stranger to tattoos, as you folks know. I'm covered, so is my wife. And I really, really love the fact they incorporated those Terran designs and sea folk designs into her tattoos just a little bit because of the culture that surrounded the area that she grew up in the Fingers of the Dragon. And it wasn't something they really dwelled on in the show either. There's a whole lot of behind the scenes work that went into it and a whole lot of story behind the tattoos, but they didn't really spend much time on it. It was one of those things they spent a ton of time on to add a little bit of flavor, a little bit of spice to what we see on the screen. That's the level of detail they go into making the show, and I think it's absolutely amazing. Now, of course, we have Liana Sedai. I don't think we could have the show at all without Liana Sedai, and I'm not saying that just because she's Canadian. Well, maybe I am. I think she's absolutely amazing. I think we'll see a little bit more of her in season 3. Can she help keep the White Tower stable? I don't think so. I think we're going to see the Tower coup next season. And I think that Liana is going to be central to that storyline, and I can't wait to see a little bit more of her on screen because we haven't seen enough of Jennifer Chion Garcia as far as I'm concerned. Not just because she's Canadian, but because she's a wonderful actress, and I want to see more of her on screen. Then we have Elaine Tricand, little sweetie. How many concussions can she endure? Well, I think probably a few more. She is probably, just like Priyanka Bose, she absolutely embodies the character of Elaine, like Priyanka Bose embodies Alana, and I don't think we could have an Elaine on screen without seeing her. She is to Elaine what Hugh Jackman is to Wolverine, at least in my mind. I think she's absolutely perfect for the role. I can't wait to see more of her, especially since we probably will get to see her brothers next season, Glad and Gowan, my favorite character. I can't wait to see what happens there. And then finally, of course, brother breaking news, what up? I am very honored to have a card made in my image. I had one for the first set, and of course I have one for the second set, season 2. What are the expectations and hopes for season 3 Gowan? Well, I'm not going to like Gowan no matter what. So he's my favorite character. And if they can do a smidge of what they did with Elaine and Alana on screen as what they're going to do with Gowan, I will be over the moon. Anyway, thank you all very much for sticking with me here to the very end. Again, Kickstarter is down below. Please go there, support Koala. They've raised a ton of money, and it's been a whole lot of fun for her the last couple of weeks, making the rounds and all the different channels and whatnot. And she definitely deserves your folks' support. So make sure you pick up your Kickstarter set because they will not be available after today. Yeah, you definitely want to get a hold of that. And watch here in the channel the next few days. There's going to be another leaks video coming out here very, very soon. So thank you all for sticking with me here to the very end. And here's to many more.